Well, the Madison Police Department has some of the same combat gear that you're seeing down in Ferguson. But the police chief says here, it's not the first strategy they turn to. Watching the events in Ferguson unfold hundreds of miles away, Madison Police Chief Michael Koval says there are lessons to be learned for law enforcement.
These are those teachable moments that we should all take some stock from.
Here in Madison, the steps to avoid similar situations are put in place years in advance. Koval says every day officers are trained to create relationships with residents on the city streets.
We encourage them to get out of the squad car, humanize themselves to others, walk through the food cart, shoot a few hoops at the basketball court. Let them see those individual personalities that emerge above and beyond the badge.
It's a more humane approach that can help in heated situations too.
You don't show up in hard gear with riot gear and a facial visor. You show up in soft gear. That way, I think you take the anonymity away from the crowd. You develop yourself as a relational person to the crowd. And in that sense, you're less likely to see these things go more viral in terms of the proclivity to violence.
As violence continues in Ferguson, Koval says here in Madison, there's a time and a place to use force. But before his officers break out the combat gear, a softer approach comes first.
This is the time more than ever that you have to urge your officers to get out of their squad cars, do more foot patrol than ever, engage our constituents, and understand that this is a very different picture than what we see occurring down south.
Chief Koval says it's easy to watch the events unfold in Ferguson from 300 miles away up here in Madison and criticize some of the decisions that are being made. But he says that's not his intent. Instead, above all law enforcement officials should look at this as a lesson to be learned, that this could happen almost anywhere. Eric and Michelle.